Hello, my friends. Let's see, for me today it is Tuesday, uh, and just got back from a run, enjoying the tree swing. And believe it or not, we found a bow on our run today, which we literally talked about 2 videos ago, and I kid you not, I did not plant this on the ground, and I did not have anyone plant this on the ground. I've never found, to my recollection, maybe I've just never noticed, because that's sometimes how these things work, I've never found a bow on the ground before, just running around, or on a walk. Maybe I have, but I certainly haven't noticed it. And the fact that I talked about that 2 days ago, and here this is, I don't think there's any major holidays around, like Christmas or, I don't know, other things where people would be giving gifts. Regardless, it doesn't really matter. I found a bow. That's fucking cool. And it just, for me, is a prompting to return to that topic of not needing to put a bow on every single part of life that feels incomplete. And this is something that runs deep for me as someone who values, I'm a perfectionist. I love putting 110% into anything that I do. I love high quality video editing. I love high quality cover photos. I love well-framed shots. I love good color grading. I love it all. I'm not the best at it, but I love learning as many possible things as I can so that I can bring my stuff to like a really high level. So for me, filming these videos really low quality is a step in a different direction, intentionally so, and it's a new format for me. It's challenging. It's out of my comfort zone. And I was talking with a friend today who, let's just say he had a former, let's just be honest, he had a former partner in his life who he's no longer with, and this partner was kind of like the ex that you date because they represent all the things that your former or your parents were as you grew up as a child, and all the negative, unhealthy patterns that the parent had, finding that, re-expressed in a partner. And so he ends up with this girl, and they end up breaking up. And basically one of her negative qualities was, I hope she never sees this and figures it out. But it was that she would try to post everything online before she had actually dealt with it internally, and that like her outlet for her own personal growth and lack thereof maybe was to just talk about things that were unresolved in her own life online. So I'm certainly, and then the asterisk by that, my 2 cents on that phenomenon of this girl was, well, there's like, online shouldn't be the space for the first time that you're vulnerable about a topic, right? Like, it's not to say you can't be vulnerable online, or it's always a bad thing to be vulnerable online, or open, I guess, but there should be layers of and places and relationships where that vulnerability expresses itself before it meets the online space, where you can get feedback from other people online, or faceless people, or people, acquaintances, or whoever it is that you're getting the little claps and the hearts from, and allowing that to feel like it is meeting you in those unmet feelings that, in this case, this girl had never met herself. She was just looking for validation or, a sense of identity through sharing that. And frankly, within the last, let's just say 2 or 3 years, I've had a close friend who expressed something similar of like, and he knew at this time that I had been going through some things that were very challenging and very, I was unwell. Let's just put it that way. And yet my social media, for those of you who watch my longer podcast where I talk about what I'm referencing here, that'll make more sense. But my social media never indicated that level of challenge or sadness really in my life, and difficulties. And he was just like upset and frustrated at the dichotomy of like, it felt misrepresentative of what was actually happening in my life. And he's like, it seems like you're kind of portraying this side of yourself, but there's this whole other side. And I agreed with him. And I also, my counterpoint was, you know, and you can, stray too far in either direction in this case, but if all you're putting online is like the challenges in your life and the vulnerabilities and like the shit show that is your life, unless that's like your personal brand, which if that is, ew, gross, but if that is your personal brand, then you'll probably end up being like my friend's ex, where you're just using social media to, I don't know, feel justified, or I don't know. You can go in either direction, and it's unhealthy. But the real challenge for me at this time in my life, because things are going pretty well right now, is I'm on day 2 of the job, loving it. It's been great. And but yeah, I almost didn't come up here to film a video today because my earbuds died and my phone's at like 5% or less battery right now. And we've only got one shot at this. I don't like the feeling of talking under pressure, but we found a bow, so we have to talk about something. And yeah, I guess what the bow is for me right now is just continuing in this path of like not needing to have a really clean narrative of why things are so great in life right now. Being able to live with the unresolved parts of my life, the wishes unfulfilled and the goals not yet met, and the version of my life that I would like to have in the future and that not yet happening. I think Jesus said something like that about the kingdom of heaven, that it is like here and it is not yet at the same time. So I'm going to look into what verse he said that, or how he may have expressed that. And yeah, but I guess that's going to be what I meditate on today, and what I invite you, listener, to meditate on as well, is in what way are you trying to find bows? And what the color blue to me symbolizes like groundedness, and like there's fluidity and water and femininity in that too. But like, to me, groundedness can be performed, can be put on a bow, or, you can be performing groundedness, or you can actually be it, right? It's not just something that you find as trash on the ground. It can be something that you actually live and be in the midst of uncertainty and unmet goals, and not having the future kingdom of heaven that religion will tell you is what we're all striving for, this like future far off state. But I think the true kingdom of heaven is when we can live in the real world with all of our unmet goals and KPIs. And today in my job, I was asked to present a strategic plan for the social media. And I was like, well, I just logged in to look at all the different platform data and stuff yesterday, and frankly didn't have time to like rewrite my strategic plan based on those numbers and in context. So I have like a spitball version, and it's 3 pages. I could share that with you. But not having a really clear plan, and just not being able to be like, yeah, like I have it all figured out. Here's what we're going, this is what we're doing, this is the path, this is where I end up in 3 years. That's bullshit. If anyone tells you they have that, it's bullshit. They're showing you a bow. So let's make peace with the unfulfilled parts of life. Let's live in the uncertainty, but still maintain a direction, still maintain our convictions, still invest in relationships that are imperfect and people who are imperfect, who can't love us in the ways that we always feel like we need or would prefer, because that's all this thing is a bunch of imperfect people who are human. I do wash these shirts occasionally. This is a fresh one that I left in the washer too long, so oops, so it's not entirely fresh. But anyways, we're rambling. Ditch the bow tie. We're dropping this guy 50 feet. We're gonna pick it up again, don't worry. But this is the ceremony. Peace out, bow tie. Peace out, Girl Scout. See you at the bottom of the tree. Well, I'm gonna sign off, and I'm gonna enjoy this beautiful day and just soak it in. Thank goodness for the journey, and that it is a journey, and that there's mystery in it. And yeah, if there were no mystery, we'd be God. We would be God, but we're not God. God is the mystery. He's the one who guides the path, and the one we get to rely on in the midst of trying our best despite challenges. So fuck the bow tie, y'all. Have a good one. Peace.